Okay, finally got delivery of visitor watch. This is the Vale Park Officer watch, and let's get into it. I'm trying to keep this under 5 minutes, and I may rant a bit. I may go off on a tangent, but I try to stay on point. So this came in a big box, and in this one, and it's got a nice graphic of the visitor park watch right here. Or is this actually the Dune Shore? I think this is the Park Vale. Sorry, Vale Park. I always get that mixed up. And nice message from Phil Rodenbeck, the owner, founder, president, what have you. But he's the man for making this watch, either way. And I'll just quickly get into this. With micro brands, I'm finding that a lot of the presidents or owners or founders are really personable, and which is great. You contact them and you talk to the top guy, and they're very responsive, and they also take great pride and care in the products that they make, which is great, as it should be, especially if you're starting out in micro brands, and hopefully build your company up someday to something even bigger. But Phil from Visitor, and I would say Elshin from Zealous, and who else? Jonathan from Brew Watches, and I believe sorry, I forgot the guy's name, but the person from Dan Henry, so I believe is very approachable and takes great care. And any problems with the watches, they'll fix it, make it right. And another Kickstarter, Pramsius, sorry, Craig Hester. He I believe runs and owns was it Russia to All, I believe is the other watch company. They provide they're kind of like the main distributors or retailers for Russian-based watches such as Vostok and other Russian brands. Anyways, so having a great personal owner and founder that cares about the products. I mean, from what TGV has told me from Urban Gentry, and he's one of the few, if not only, persons that's had the lovely opportunity to check out the early prototype of this model, and really shine some light on it, and got my attention, and that's how I got myself on the waiting list. He, from what we understand, is Phil is very detail oriented and takes care and pride in making sure that the product gets out. So that's why I believe it's taken as long as it has to finally get this. But attention to quality and detail, and making sure that it gets out of the gates with on a strong start is always good. So anyways, here we go. You get this, and this card was on the bottom. So let's take a look at this. Back this up and make it closer. And what's in here? I don't usually do unboxings, but I think sometimes, especially a new brand that no one's ever had any experience with, it's good to see what you would get, because obviously nobody knows. And a nice black envelope with a receipt. Don't need to see that. And a book. And check this out. You get this nice booklet with the logo, their door knocker logo. It took me a while to think about what does that mean. Oh yeah, on those doors. I don't have anything this fancy on my door, but very cool. And this company is based, I believe, in Indiana, so it's American. But they do, from what I understand, is kind of get their parts from here and there. Some stuff done in China or Hong Kong, and And to that, I'm going to quickly get into real quickly. One of my first posting of this, once I got this, the first comment was, made in China with a happy face. Good thing? Or is it thumbs down? Usually it's derogatory, whatever, because quite frankly, whatever to stuff that's made in Hong Kong and China, because if you're on the up and up and follow more than just Swiss brands or even Japanese, you look into micro brands, and a lot of them do have, I believe, sources in Hong Kong, at least in part, if not whole. And they're doing some great stuff over there. They have released, they definitely have a good game on creating quality watch cases, I believe. I believe Ocean, I think it's maybe from Singapore. Or is it in Hong Kong? Anyways, it's in Asia, and he's been known to have really great watches, and for a micro brand that just started, and they always sell out, and I don't know, a lot of people really enjoy them. And what's that brand? Is it Helson? I believe they're in Hong Kong as well. And yeah, they also are highly rated for making good watch cases that have crazy water resistance as well, and they just built solid. So anyways, don't be fooled by the China stigma or supposed thumbs down because it's something from China, because if you're into like cameras, you know that a lot of lenses these days come from there, or from Asia in general, and it's not all about Japanese or German glass. You can get some nice, very affordable glass from the Asian market that do really well these days. Case in point, my Midicon Speedmaster 35mm f2 version, f0.95 version 2 is very good. So the collection, Officer, Model, Vale Park, and I guess this is when it was completed, and I actually have a serial number. Oops, I shouldn't have shown that. I don't think it really matters. And here it is. And then, an ownership of transfer too. Pretty cool. And international warranty too. Yeah, pretty cool. Not just limited to the United States. And a thank you. Table of contents, proper care, operations, how to change the strap, which is great because this watch has actually drilled through lug holes, which should make it a snap. And technical information, blueprint drawings, and some more technical information, and the Miyota movement in here. A very solid Miyota 9015, which is basically, I believe, a citizen movement, and very tried and true. You can't go too wrong with it. 28,800 beats per minute, or per hour, sorry. 24 joules. I mean, this is pretty standard stuff. Smooth enough, and definitely reliable. About just under 48 hours, 42-hour power reserve. And it's also hand windable and has hacking function. And balanced staff shock absorber. Sounds good. And let's see. And that's basically it. Unexpected. Well, I have been expecting this for quite some time, so not exactly true, but overall, perhaps, because let's see what we expect. Move this out of the way, and here we go. Nice leather case, travel box, kind of a small one. Might be able to use this for another watch. And this is my Seiko SART 007. Also 40 millimeters, as this watch is supposed to be. Maybe we do a quick reference in size comparison and look. And it's up to, ta-da! Ooh. Nice. This is actually like I don't know, a nice carry pouch, microfiber with the logo. And obviously you can probably wipe with it, and maybe this is how you would carry your watches around, extra protection. And let's put that to the side. And let's see what's up in here. Okay, easy to pull open. Oh, okay. And what do we have in here? I think it's a watch tool. Spring bar tool. Yep. Pretty standard. Pretty nice quality. It feels solid enough. Let's see. Hopefully this point won't bend. But unless you're doing something stupid and something's just not done right, you're not going to likely mess up or break anything. But nice. It's always good to get a free tool of sorts. And I totally forgot how to do this. Let's just do something like that. There we go. And you could probably alternatively carry more strap options in here, which is cool. Or maybe even another watch might just fit in here if I do something like that. And if you need to, maybe wrap it up. But it's okay. Yeah, you probably would want to wrap up your watch in here anyways, just to give it a little extra protection if you can. Maybe it's this strap. If you have some other type that might be a little bit more flexible, you can get it down there. Anyways, let's see, what are we going on? Oh, crap. Way over 5 minutes. 12. So let's just quickly get to the main event here. And just want to undo these elastic bands. And here we go. Right, nicely wrapped. And I don't know, I think this is a pretty nice band. I like how it's got this wingtip and the 3 dots. I guess it's something that you see on their logo over here. And so on here I gotta find out what that's about. This must be of significance. But yeah, not bad. It was decent. And it's nice is you see the buckle. It will match these lugs here, which open up right now. And this is for the side here, maybe case. I like to keep all my stuff together, so I'll just carefully repack this. And there's a case back cover, which, I don't know, do you guys leave this on? Sometimes I like to, just until it wears the hell out, and then I'll finally peel it when it gets nasty. Preserve it as much as possible. And there we go. And I don't know the specs, so I probably have to look at the box. But yeah, this is in a lock position, which is cool. It's just straight up. Is it supposed to be like that, or at an angle? It doesn't matter. And there's a certain trick to this, so that you can release and not accidentally wind, but at least reveal the back if you want to, because it's in a lock back here, just right underneath the crown. It's got a special design here. Look at that. Made in China. Well, the watch case is, as I suspect it is. So what the hell? Look at that. I really like this crown. It reminds me of when I first saw it. I was like, "Oh, this is cool." It's like, "Oh, it's really deeply engraved or machined out." And I like this circle with a line through it, like this. If you're into like Japanese anime classics like Robotech or Macross, you'll know why I like this, because this looks like little design element that's on the Valkyries or Veritex throughout the fighter craft. I think they used it, actually probably a little handle hook that clings on and lifts up the airplanes. But anyways, I like that. It's got a nice industrial look and mixed finishes. The if you can focus on here, you can see the glass. The crystal is just ever so slightly boxed, just raised right above the bezel here. It's not really showing up. Maybe I gotta back out. It is. Trust me. You can make it out. It's just these little details and a mix of brushed. Well, actually, is that brushed? Yeah, it's brushed and high polish right in there. Come on, focus. There we go. And then brushed again on the surface, and then polished. And this case shape, there's nothing quite like it. It's very unusual, but in a good way. And like the Dune Shore, the first model that they produced, he takes inspiration from, I believe he has a interest in calligraphy pens, and this is like the calligraphy pen tip. It's more obvious with the Dune Shore, the first model, the shape of it, the way it tapers and the curves, a little bit more obvious. But this one's more stylized, but it's still there. And again, like I said, it kind of matches the way the buckle is. See, it's kind of got this, I guess, technically pen tip on this end, and then draws back, just like that. And the case seems plain, but it's perfect surface for engraving. But what underneath here is far from plain, and one of the highlights of this. And look, it's running pretty smoothly too. And the loom looks really cool. I like this crosshair design. And drilled lug holes. Leather, it could be a little bit, I should probably work it in a little bit, square it in, and it'll be fine. Some people already have complained about this. I was like, come on, it's a new strap. Break it in, it'll be fine. And I don't see this is completely original. Nobody makes a strap quite like this, even as an aftermarket one, which is great. This is gonna look great with a bracelet too, which I think Phil said he was gonna do. Don't quote me on that or him, but I think that's probably in the works at some point, because this would look pretty cool with one. If you've seen the new bracelet they made for their Dune Shore, I think you'll appreciate this. The fact that what they can do for this one, because that is a really cool design. Okay, so we just unbuckle this. Hopefully I don't drop this. Okay. Maybe I think if you just pop it out just enough like that. There we go. Let's take a look. I probably didn't have to even pull it out quite that much. I think it's just a couple of turns would have done it. But there we go. Yeah. And they had made some improvements. I don't know what else on this watch, but I think definitely they mentioned that they changed this up a bit. So it's a little bit more flushed, or just better on the wrist. I think they redesigned this and reinforced this. I think there's something about this was thinner. Maybe this extended out here more, so this was a skinnier part. But this just looks like it should be a pretty solid door. And yeah, nice. The finishing here, and serial. And I really like that rotor. Very cool. Indiana. Unusual way to write it, I think, but very cool. Officer, Parkvale. And this is obviously a custom decorated Miota movement. So it's not just a plain Jane. Obviously this rotor And it's kind of neat. It actually has like this kind of sparkly texture on the edge. I've never seen that done before. See that right on the outside? And I like this matte gold finished custom rotor with the Parkvale logo. And then you can see some of the movement in the behind there. It's got the it says, oh god, I forgot the terminology. Spacing out, but yeah, you can see that rotor's a bit decorated there, or rather the movement, not the rotor. And the bridge, anyways, very cool. Yeah, it closes very. It's kind of very, you know, there's no. It's not a lot of. It's pretty solid, good enough. I mean, it just closes very nicely. And then I see the winding action. It's about as smooth as can be. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Okay, I am going to hack this. There's no date on here, so don't have to worry about fiddling this, even though it is 1 a.m. You don't want to quick set your date between 9 p.m. and 3 a.m., I believe. That 6-hour window you want to leave alone for quick setting dates, but you don't have that problem. A little bit past, but close enough. And I usually like to fast forward time set instead of reversing. I don't know. Maybe there's absolutely no problem with it, but OCD or whatever, I feel like it makes sense just to keep it in one direction. So, what time is it? It's coming up on 1:02. And for something like this, it's going to be a little tricky. You got it because it's such a broad minute hand and hour for that matter. But you know, you just center it like that. And then let's see. I'm watching that there. As soon as that hits, I'm gonna sync it to that. Coming up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, mark. Something you want to be aware of too. I always look. It can vary, but it does annoy me a little bit when you set it. Sometimes that minute hand slightly goes ajar, either minus or plus. Is something with the way the cogs and gears inside here click. And if it does that a lot, then I'll recognize it and I'll compensate so that when I do it, bam, it'll either, you know, shift back into the right location, or it basically is in the right place. And let's lock this down and make sure. That's one thing you need to be aware of, is when you lock it down, make sure it's not slightly ajar, because you could potentially mess this up, or at least it won't lock down. So just keep this closed. It's got a good weight on the door. And just, oh yeah, I like to back it up first, then try to then screw down, lock it. That's cool. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, where it lines up perfectly straight up, but I don't mind. It looks good when it's rather perfect. Let's see how all these are synced. 3, 4, mark. Was I slightly ahead on this one? Possibly. Mark. Close enough. And it's right, it is lined up with the center of the very broad minute hand. Okay, I'm going to end this with a loom shot. Ooh, you can kind of make it out already. And as usual, you can see C3 loom. It looks kind of bluish here. It's just the color balance, but definitely can see that it's, check that out. Very cool. The logo lights up, looms, visitor, and yeah, it's very legible. See how long this lasts. All right, this went way over time. Peace out. We'll come back with a review as soon as I use this a bit. Maybe show off some new strap options for this, because this could be a potential strap monster. And look at that curvature. Let's just see how it is on the wrist real quickly. There we go. 40 millimeters. I'm not sure what the height is. It's probably about as thick as my Seiko, I think. So it's probably about 13, which is fine. Nice black and white pair, eh? All right. Can't wait to give this a test run this weekend. Here we go. Here we go. All right. That's it. Thanks. I owe you a better review on this, just to know my thoughts after some use. And also the Rue CH3 that I got a couple months ago, which it's overdue, but busy. Anyways, that's it. Later.